Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ServiceNow Interview Guide. In the series of ITSM interview question, today we discuss video number 14, that is difference between CMDB and asset management. It is quite important and many times it was asked in the interviews. So pay attention, please. Let's start with a very basic definition. CMDB. A whole video of CMDB is there in the channel, so you can watch that as well. But let us discuss this difference here. CMDB is used to understand how IT components support business services by mapping their relationships. So, in CMDB, we have CI, and the most important thing about CMDB is the relationship between CI. If you are able to do that properly, then you will see how one component of IT, which is delivering services, delivering IT services, is dependent on the other component, like how one CI is dependent on other CI, and what is the impact once there is an outage, once there is an issue with a particular CI. So in that case, CI relationship is the most important thing. Okay, and that's what the CMDB is doing. Whereas asset management is used to track the financial and life cycle details of those components. So for same CIs, okay, in asset management, we are capturing some different information. And that information is backed on financial and life cycle detail. Okay, so here we are tracking financial detail, life cycle details, such as cost, ownership, warranty, and depreciation. Whereas in CMDB, we are capturing the operational details. We are capturing the configurational details. So simply put, CMDB is important for operational visibility, whereas asset management is liable for financial visibility. Okay, so visibility is there, but for CMDB, it's operational, whereas for asset management is financial. So both things are referring to the same infrastructure, but different perspective. This is the perspective here. Okay, let's move a bit down. So why it matters? Yes, organizations often confuse CMDB with asset inventory. So people are confused. What is CMDB? What is asset? And what is the role of each of this? Okay, so in this confusion, what is actually going to happen? Teams cannot assess service impact properly. Change risk increases. Financial tracking becomes disconnected from operations. Okay, so if you are not clear about the goal of CMDB and asset management, in that case, it is impacting the service badly because the teams are not able to assess service impact. Teams should be focusing on one thing, but they are focusing on some other less important thing. They're not able to assess the impact properly. Okay, and change risk increases. It means when the CMDB is not properly updated, CMDB is not good. In this case, whenever you are making any change, you are not aware of the real impact of what happened with that particular change. It means if you are making change in a particular CI, you are not aware properly, or you are 50% of information you have that these two other CIs are going to impact it, but you are skipping few others because you do not have complete operational visibility. That's why we are saying the risk increases here. Okay, and obviously financial tracking is disconnected from operation. There is a no bridge between operations and financial tracking, and that is also lead to service interruption or dissatisfaction of the customer. That's why we are saying understanding the differences help teams make better technical and business decisions. If you are well aware of both of these things, that is CMDB and asset management, you will be able to take better technical as well as financial as well as business decisions. So now let's discuss in detail. Core explanation is here. Suppose, think of your IT environment as a chain of supporting a business services. Okay, so you have a IT environment, and ultimately what you are doing, you are supporting certain business services. For example, email, for example, your online shopping or something like that. Okay, so a single server is really important because of its hardware itself. So because there are certain business services, there are a number of software and hardware involved. If we talk about a single server alone is not that much important, because we should know what all things are running on it. We should know, or we must know what all things are connected to it. Okay. So this is where CMDB comes in. CMDB focus and provide answer to the questions like which applications are running on that server, which business services are dependent on that application. Okay. And if in case the server fail, what all things will get stopped, where we have to communicate, which support group is there who is looking after to this particular server. Okay. So this is what the configurational or operational details which the CMDB is having, and CMDB is providing answer of all these things. Now for the same server, for the same CIs, let's change the perspective and see what asset management is doing same for that server. So asset management looks at the same server differently, and it provides answers such as who is the owner of that server, what was the purchase history of that server, what is the life cycle of that server, what is the current state of that server, is it under warranty, okay, and when it should be replaced. So while asset management help organizations to control the cost and compliance, CMDB is helping protecting the service availability. Okay. So neither of one can replace each other. They solve certain different problems. And these both things are very much needed for a stable and mature IT environment. Because without a sound CMDB, you are not able to do operations smoothly. And without a sound asset management, you are not able to take certain decisions of procuring new assets. Okay, because while you have the information of assets, you should know that you need certain more assets, or you can go through the reports and see what all assets are not working, where we have the asset, where you need to decrease the count of the asset. All this information you can get by asset management. Let's say we have a practical example here. Imagine a production server hosting an online banking application. So it's a simple, we have a production server and that server is hosting a banking application. Okay. So in case the server is failing, customers cannot log in. Obviously, there is a banking application, and if the server is failing, then the customer cannot log in. Okay, their daily transactions are stopping and their payments are failing. Along with that, there are many other problems because the application is now not working. So in this case, what you get from these two aspects? In this case, CMDB immediately show that the banking service is impacted. Okay. So as soon as the application is down, you can directly go to the application record in CMDB and see what all servers are related to that particular application. And you can immediately contact the server team, the support teams who are looking after these servers, as well as you can see what all CIs are impacted because of this server or because of this application. And you can contact these customers. You can contact these users and tell them that there is an outage going on. And we are taking the necessary step so that they will be calmed down. They will not get panic and you will not get penalized. Okay. Whereas asset data help organization to contact the vendor and verify the support, but it does not reveal the business impact. So at the same time, you can see that you have other information from asset management like vendor and vendor support. Okay, you can contact the vendor in case you need certain information from vendor as well. Okay, so again, CMDB is supporting the operations, whereas asset management is supporting the governance. Okay, so I hope this is crystal clear to you now. Finally, the interview angle. A strong way to explain this in interview is asset management focuses on financial and life cycle tracking of infrastructure. However, CMDB focus on relationship between the components to understand the service impact. Okay. So if you have such type of answers, if you explain such type of example in a very clarity way. So with this, I'm concluding this lecture. Thank you so much and subscribe to our channel and view all such videos. Thank you.